Hi viewers, welcome back to our channel Make Math Easy. So in the last class we completed the different models in increasing and decreasing function, and also we discussed what are all the important points you have to remember while dealing with the increasing and decreasing function. These are the things that we discussed already. Now the next concept is the tangents and normals that we are going to discuss now. This is another application of the derivatives part. So before going into the topic, let us see how you have to find the what is the geometrical meaning of the derivatives and how you are going to use the derivatives concept in tangents and normals. So before going into this part, let us see what is actually the geometrical meaning of differentiation, then we will go into this part. So if you remember, in the starting of the continuity and differentiability chapter, we discussed that dy by dx is representing, it is nothing but the change of y with respect to change in x. So that means when the y value is changing, how the y value is changing when the x value is changing, that is what is given as in dy by dx. So if you remember, in our class 11 we learned that slope of any particular line can be given as y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So if a particular line is passing through the 2 points capital A and capital B, whose points are x1 y1 and x2 comma y2, for this line the slope can be given as in y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So even here what you are trying to find out is what is the rate of change of y, what is the change of y happening when the x value is changing. So obviously why this has to happen in this way, why this has to be given in this formulation only, why can't it be in any another way? Simple thing, if you observe, whatever function we usually write, generally it will be of the form y is equal to f of x here. So y is equal to f of x, we usually represent all the equations in this form only. Why it is so? Because if you remember, this is the x-axis and the y-axis, we usually say that x-axis is named as a real axis whereas y is an imaginary axis. Forget about imaginary or whatever it may be, but usually we will consider this x as a real axis because initially when it comes for the concept of a number line, we usually draw the horizontal line and that we will make use of the for plotting numbers on the number line. Later the concept come into picture is why can't we draw in the vertical fashion. There it comes the another line, and when you are using only one line as a for plotting the points, that we are naming as a one dimensional, and when they try to use the combination x and y, that is horizontal and the vertical line, there comes the concept of a 2D. So that means actually initially we started with only the x-axis, but later we created the y-axis. That's why always we usually think that x is the real axis and the y the one we created for our extension purpose, subject extension purpose. So that's why usually every value or every function usually represented in the form of an x, and the resultant of that value is given as an y. So that's why x is always called as an independent variable and y is called as an obviously dependent variable. Why we are calling this y as a dependent variable? Because it is completely dependent on the value of x. When your value of x is changing, obviously value of y is also changing. So that's why you are finding the slope of a particular line as an y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. So that means even this is actually the geometrical concept of a slope of a line. So the another name for the slope is nothing but a gradient of a particular line, right? So now the same geometrical definition we are going to apply for the even using the differentiation also. If you remember the first principle of differentiation, we discussed that this is the point P, something like an x comma f of x, and another point which is very near x plus h comma f of x plus h. Even in this, if you are using the slope formulation, you will be getting the first order differentiation. So that's why we will say that slope is nothing but finding the value of dy by dx. So that means for any particular curve or a line that they had given to you, if you are asked to find out the slope means that is enough for you to find the value of a dy by dx. So it is very clear that there is a completely dependency of the geometrical meaning with the derivatives concept, that is with respect to the slope. So slope value is nothing but the finding dy by dx for any given line. Now let us see some more interesting thing here. If it is a concept of finding the slope, why can't we frame the equation for that particular curve? So that means if I give you any particular curve y is equal to f of x, which is in any shape, something like this. Let us say I'm going to draw a tangent at this particular point like this, which is intersecting at only one particular point. So this, if I ask you this line how it is looking, this line is parallel to the x-axis whose slope is equal to 0. What it means? That means dy by dx value is equal to 0. So that means when you know that this line tangent is passing through some particular point, say 2, 3, whatever it may be, you can take any point, and you have the slope is equal to 0, still I can make use of the basic equation of line y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1, because I am aware of a point and I am aware of a slope. So I will go for the point slope formula. Y minus 3 is equal to 0 into something x minus 2. So I am getting y minus 3 is equal to 0 as my required equation of a tangent. Now you just observe here why we are giving name as a tangent here, because it is intersecting at only one particular point. But you can draw this tangent or the line anywhere on the curve, right? So that means the point you have to understand is whether you are finding equation of a line, or whether you are finding equation of a tangent or chord, whatever it may be, still you can use this basic formulation as a reference equation for finding the required equation of a line, tangent or the chord. Only the wording will be the different, but still there is no change in the procedure that you are going to use for finding the equation of tangent, line or chord, right? So the one more interesting thing here is we will just say the application of the derivatives as a tangent and normal, but the same concept even if you can use for the finding the equation of a chord also. What do you mean by chord here? Usually chord we will define only for a circle, right, whose endpoints are lying on the circumference of a circle. So even to finding this equation also, still you can use the same equation, because this is passing through the point say x1 y1 and this is x2 y2. Still I can use the formula y minus y1 is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1 into x minus x1. That is 2-point form you can use to find the equation of a given chord. So the important point that you have to notice is only for naming these are all different, but still when it comes to finding the equation of any of these, you can use the basic formulations that you learned in the last class level straight lines concept. So now coming to our concept, we are going to write that for the tangents and normals. Application of derivatives we are using to find equation of a tangents and normals. Why it is only named as a tangents and normals? Simple thing, we will say that again from our basic knowledge we can say that slope is equal to tan theta, slope is equal to dy by dx, slope is equal to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. So these are all the few definitions that you are having with respect to slope of a given line, right? So that means according to the context or according to the given information, we are going to make use of any of these formulations. That means if I give you the inclination of a line with respect to positive direction of x-axis, I will go for the m is equal to tan theta for finding slope. If I give you points, then this one. If I give you curve, then I will go for dy by dx. So as the slope is nothing but the tan theta, and we are discussing the concept of the derivatives, that's why we are naming it as an tangents, and its perpendicular, that is nothing but the normals. So why it is, we can just keep the tangents. Why we are keeping the normals also means when you know the tangent, it is very easy for you to find out the normal also. So usually any line which is perpendicular to tangent is called as a normal. So if we know that in our class 11 again in the straight lines we learned that two lines are perpendicular if and only if the product of slopes is equal to -1. So if I say m1 is the slope of a tangent and m2 is the slope of a normal, these two product will become equal to -1 because those two lines are mutually perpendicular to each other. So once when you know the slope of a tangent and the point, why can't we extend it for the normals? That is how the application of derivatives concept becomes the tangents and normals. Right? Now, let me tell you one small question. For any given curve also, no, the only key point here you have to understand is we have to find the value of dy by dx. Once if you find the value of dy by dx and the point will be given to you, and then you have to substitute in the required equation. Now let me tell you one small question. Find the equation of tangent to the curve, say some y is equal to x cube minus 2x at point say some 2, 0. Okay. Equation of tangent, and I can extend for the equation of normal also. If you know equation of a tangent, the equation of normal is nothing. Now let us try to understand this, how to solve this one. You have to find equation of a tangent. We already discussed that equation of a tangent or normal or line or chord, whatever it may be, this is the formulation that we are going to use. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. For this you need a slope, you need a point x1 y1, right? So first let us try to find the slope because point is already given in the question. How to find the slope? You have to apply the dy by dx. So apply differentiation for this. I will be getting 3x square minus 2 I am getting. But try to realize one small thing here. You are getting the value of slope as a variable. See, you are trying to find the equation of tangent at this particular point, means even slope also has to be at that particular point only, no? So that means you have to find the value of dy by dx at the given point 2, 0. This is equal to 3 into, only x is the variable, so I am going to substitute x value as a 2, so that I am getting the value of slope as a 10 here. So this is the one important thing that you have to keep in mind, that whenever you are finding the equation of tangent or normal, whatever it may be, please remember one point, that you are finding the slope, which means it is a variable, because you are going to tell here what is the change of value in y with respect to change of value in x. When you are going to say that, how come it will be a variable? So that question has to come to your mind. So as it should not be a variable, you have to find the value of dy by dx at this particular point 2, 0. So because of which you are getting slope as a constant now. So you can use the same formula again to find the equation of the required tangent. So y minus y1, that is 0, is equal to slope x minus x1. So you are getting the equation as y is equal to 10x minus 20. You can bring everything to one side. 10x minus y minus 20 is equal to 0. So if I ask you, or if I extend this question little bit by asking or finding for the equation of a normal. So just now we discussed that equation of a tangent and normal are perpendicular. Product of slopes of tangent and normal is equal to -1. You got slope of tangent is 10, normal is -1. So slope of the normal will become -1 by 10. So when you know the slope of normal, again still you can use the same equation, y minus y1 is equal to -1 by m x minus x1. Or as you are finding the equation of normal now, you can just represent here slope of the normal. So whatever it may be the equation that you are finding, it is the standard equation that you have to use. But the only thing is, depends on which equation you are finding. Is it a tangent or is it a normal? Depends on that, this slope value will change. So if I just substitute this y minus 0 is equal to Now as I am trying to find the equation of a normal, I have to substitute the normal slope, that is x minus x1 is nothing but 2 here. So if I further simplify this, I will be getting 10y is equal to minus x plus 2. So send this everything to one side, x plus 10y minus 2 is equal to 0. This is required equation of normal. So the point you have to understand is, whatever you are going to find, is it a tangent, normal, chord, line, whatever it may be, if you have to find the equation of it, the formulation that you are going to use is the same only, y minus y1 is equal to slope of x minus x1. But that slope point alone, you have to remember is, slope should not be a variable. The first point is this one. Second point is, whatever slope you are going to substitute, that has to be according to the equation that you are finding. If you are finding equation of a tangent, use the tangent slope. If you are using, or if you are finding equation of a normal, use the slope of a normal. And remember, most importantly, product of the slope of tangent and the normal is equal to minus 1, because tangent and normal are perpendicular to each other. So the main only one part that you have to remember is, when you are trying to find the slope, as it is the application of derivatives concept, you have to apply the differentiation, simple logic, right? So it may, sometimes here I had given you direct question. Sometimes what they will do, they will give you a question like this: x is equal to sin theta, y is equal to cos theta, let us say, or x is equal to cos theta, y is equal to sin theta. Still your idea is to find the equation of a tangent or normal, means again you have to find the value of dy by dx anyway. So when you have to find the value of dy by dx again, you have, it is a parametric form. So that means dy by d theta divided by dx by d theta, right? Now try to substitute that. Dy by d theta is nothing but minus sin theta divided by cos theta, that is nothing but minus tan theta is the required slope for me. As I told you already, you should not get the value of dy by dx in terms of a variable. It has to be a number. In the question they may mention somewhere here like at theta is equal to pi by 4. Substitute that theta equal to pi by 4, that will be your required slope. Sorry. So whatever we learned in the differentiation, the same part only we are going to do here also, but with a different name. So first thing, you just have to notice what type of equation they had given to you. Is it a parametric equation or normal equation? Normal ones, normal curves. So when they had given you the normal curves or the parametric equation, the whole idea initially should be finding the value of dy by dx only. Once if you find the value of dy by dx, then according to the context, that means you are requested to find the equation of a tangent or normal, accordingly you have to proceed with the formulation. That is the only thing that you have to keep in mind. Hope you enjoy this video. In the next class, as the introduction part already over today, in the next class we will try to start with some important models, with some easy questions we will start, and then we will try to do the board important models, right? If possible, try to subscribe to our channel. We will make sure that you will learn maths in a very simple way, right? Thank you guys.